Good afternoon and welcome to Cigar Smoker UK. Today I'm going to do my top 5 mid-range Cuban cigars. Let's see what they are. Welcome back. I've done a top 5 new cigars for new cigar smokers, which was a mix of Cubans and non-Cubans. I've done top 5 budget Cuban cigars. So let's look at the mid-range. Now, what are you saying is a mid-range cigar? First of all, regular production. No limiteds, no regionals, no La Casa editions, no nothing like that. Okay, these are regular production cigars. They've got to be between 15 and 25 pounds UK sterling. Okay, but they may be cheaper elsewhere. Obviously, I'll have to look around and see what the prices are like. So that's what we're looking at. So let's get into our first cigar. Okay, so at number 5, I'm going to put this, the POTUS Series D number 4. I like this cigar because it is a Robusto sized cigar. It also packs a lot of flavour and punch into it. It's not too mild. So if you're looking for a step up from, say, the Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure number 2, which I had as a beginner cigar, I would say this is good. It's not quite as nice maybe as its P2, which is the Torpedo, but everybody generally likes these. They are a good stick, a staple cigar. They're chocolatey, they're peppery, good. Really, really good stick. You can't go wrong with it. Buy a box, buy a single, whatever takes your pick. If you're looking for the next step up, this is one of the first places you should go. Next cigar that I'm going to recommend is a big one. We're looking at the Diplomatico number 2. Now, I thought about all the different Torpedo Bellicoso size cigars, the number 2s, and I think out of all of them, this one is probably the best one to move on if you're looking for a mid-range cigar. It's not too heavy like the Partagas P2. It's not as complex as the Cohiba Pyramids that you can buy. And generally, it's a good all-rounder. I have reviewed it. It was a long time ago, so maybe it's time for another one of those. But overall, I like this cigar. A very nice flavour profile on it. You can pick them up in the UK for $19.99. That was at Cigars. Obviously, they are cheaper elsewhere, and you have to shop around. Okay, so the Diplomatico number 2 is the only regular production still in the Diplomatico line. Everything else there is a regional or a limited. Okay. So at number 3, I have the H. Upmann Connoisseur A. Okay, they recently released the B, but the Connoisseur A, I think, is a fantastic cigar. It's at the top end of the price bracket. We're looking at $24.49. However, I think these are cracking stick. If you're looking for something a bit bigger, a bit more complex, a more robust smoke, then definitely look at the Connoisseur A. I think it is a superb cigar. It smokes well. I'll leave a link to the review that I did of this cigar. I can't think of anything more to say about it other than I really enjoy smoking these. They're a cigar for a cigar lounge or maybe a long summer's afternoon. Perhaps not so much in the winter when you want to enjoy the cigar and enjoy yourself a little bit more. And in the winter when it's cold, you perhaps don't appreciate bigger cigars. So you'll notice that none of these are small cigars, really. So moving on, number 4 is the Ramon Alones Specially Selected, also known as the RAS. The last couple of these I've had, though, have been way too young and they've been a bit acrid, a bit ammonia-y. However, get a good aged one. They say to buy them in a cabinet of 50 because they age better. In the UK, they are £17.49. So the cheapest stick on our list here. However, I would say they are one of the best Robustos. They have such a different flavour profile to the Partagas. Much richer, not quite as strong. And there's just something about them. They are superb. So that's the Ramon Alones Specially Selected. Okay, and number 1, again, these weren't really in any orders, just the way that they sort of came to me. I'm going to say the Trinidad Vidia. I have one of these. I really like Trinidad cigars, and I think this has been one of the best cigars they've released in the last few years. Obviously, it goes against old Trinidads, which are not quite as fat on the ring gauge, but I do think that it is a superb cigar. Really goes well with a nice cocktail or a nice bourbon or something like that. It's got a beautiful complex flavour profile, and as you would expect with Trinidad, they are well constructed. You even get the little pigtail on these. The only other ones that do them in the bigger productions is the Cohibas, and not on all of them either. Okay, so Trinidad Vidia, I think, is a cracking cigar. They are $22.29 in the UK. Not bad. So there you go, that's top 5. Just a couple of extra mentions. So, what have I got here? Punch Punch, that's $17.99. That is a Corona Gorda cigar. Again, Punch Punch or the Magnum 46 by H. Upmann. Both good, both recommended cigars. Then I've gone for Romeo and Juliet to Short Churchill. Again, it's a solid stick, but it's not quite as good as the others. And then the Bolivar Belletico Finos, strong. If you're not into strong cigars, that's why they couldn't put it in. I think the others are much more moving on from beginners into mid-range price, but also they're moving on. They're like a next step up from your beginner cigars. And I think that's probably a little bit more advanced than most people would look at, being in that next one up from a beginner cigar. Anyway, those are just my suggestions. And I did have an email from someone saying, would you do another top 5? So here we go. I've done it. If you disagree, that's fine. These are just what I think. They're not necessarily what, there's no letter of the law. Everyone has their own feelings about cigars. So if there is something you think I've missed out or something you think is worthy of a mention, then drop a little comment below. Love reading your comments. Always try and reply to as many as I can. Thank you very much. Anyway, as this is going out in coronavirus times, I hope you all stay safe. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. It's just been a little comment on what I think are 5 mid-range Cuban cigars. Next step up from beginner, next price up from budget. There you go. Hope you're all staying safe. Look after yourselves. If you're isolating, enjoy your sticks. It's the only time you're going to get to stay at home and enjoy something. So let's make the best of it while we can. Anyway, from me to you, take care, look after yourselves, and I shall see you next time.